All right, what's going on? We back. Motor City Sports Talk. We in the building. I had some time to fit in some Lions talk real quick, man. Um, I got a couple more videos to do on my other channel. Then I'll be uh I'll be done. But appreciate everybody for checking in. We're gonna talk about Bob Quinn reacts to the free agency NFL owners meeting, I think, or whatever they call it, seasonal meeting, or whatever it may be. Let's talk about and also why I'm not a fan of the Patriot way too, man. But let's get it in, man. Hopefully, I can do more and more streams. That's the goal. I'm kind of busy with my other channel and shit, but I make time for this one. So, let's talk about what Mr. Bob Quinn said, man. I'll read it straight off the phone. Give me a minute. I had it pulled up. Okay, they got it in the free press. Bob Quinn, few short bets in free agency, but Detroit Lions money well spent. I'll drop that article in the description. So if you want to read along or you think I'm lying or some shit, well, I have a reason to lie. I don't know, but you know how people is out there. I'll drop it in the description. Give me a minute, and let's drop it in there, and then we gonna proceed. But I appreciate everybody for checking in with your boy. So let me update some things. Don't forget you always can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I've been more active on there. I've been trying to be more active on there, man. So also you need to get in touch with me. Email is always there. But I'll drop the article in the description right here. Said it was an error. I don't know what happened. Give me a minute. Give me a second. I don't know what's going on with the chat. So, but it's in the free press, and I'm about to read from it. Then I field questions at the end of the chat and during the chat. I'll just go to the quotes. He says, Bob Quinn said, there's not a lot of short bets in free agency, Quinn said, and I agree with that. At the NFL's meetings at the Arizona Biltmore, certain years you can be more aggressive than others. And I think with the money that we paid those guys, the contracts speak for what we think of them and what we think they can help us win games. And that's the bottom line. Is we want to win as many we want to get as many players into our team and our scheme that can help us win more games. And that's the goal. He continues to go on scheme fit, culture fit, great players, great person. Quinn said, talking about Trey Flowers. Yep. My apologies for leaving that out. I feel he's going to be able to be a 3-down player for us and really increase the level of play across the board, across the defensive line, play multiple positions. So that was a guy we targeted. Obviously, he says mutual interest there, obviously, because he had familiarity with some of us, and hopefully it's a good fit. He's a great kid and works hard, and so we're excited to having him on the team. He talks about Coleman. Quinn referred to Coleman as a nickel corner whose position versatility, and while the Lions are open to playing him as their number 2 cornerback, might answer some questions right there. He had his best years in Seattle playing inside. Like Flowers, Coleman played for second-year coach Matt Patricia with the New England Patriots, and their familiarity was a big part of why they were so attracted to the organization that struggled transitioning to Patricia's rigid ways in 2018. But he goes on to say about just the Coleman culture part of it was important to us. Quinn said it's something we feel strongly about because this league is tough. There's a couple plays every game. So if we can have guys that know what to expect in terms of scheme, the philosophy, it's kind of the messenger gets down to everybody on the roster a little bit easier. So it's something we were conscious of. But like I said, no one is what they number one is what they do on the field and what they can really give us on a day in, day out basis. It goes on to say, along with Flowers and Coleman, the Lions signed Jesse James and Danny Amendola, another ace Patriot, before free agency opened to play slot receiver this fall. Quinn said the Lions set out a plan in free agency to get to kind of improve all aspects of the team, a process that actually started with identifying potential fits last fall. We're able to land several of their top targets, a number of players who make the roster better as a whole. So he goes on to say some other things. Appreciate everybody that's jumping up in the comment section, man. So basically, the biggest takeaway of the article for me was that they're considering playing Coleman at the number two spot. So they opened playing him at the number 2 spot, even though his best years inside was Seattle. So it's a log jam at corner. It's gonna be some people that get cut. Practice squad probably, because at corner it's Darius Slay, Rashad Melvin, Justin Coleman, Tease Tabor, Michael Ford, and Marcus Cooper. Those just the ones I know of. So, I ain't mad at it. If you think, Coleman can go out there and play at number 2, then that kind of understand. I kind of feel them why they're not really looking at the number 2 spot. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do it by committee. They're gonna do it by committee. So I would really rule out Greedy at the cornerback from LSU unless he fall to the second, or we move back, he just fall for a value pick. So really what you're looking at is Agnew. I forgot about Agnew. Agnew in the nickel, Coleman at number 2, Ford at number 2, Agnew in the nickel, or Coleman in the nickel. So, it's a lot of things that can really boil down for that. So I ain't mad at the Lions. System fit. Melvin fit the system. I get that every day about Sue, so that shit don't bother me. Niggas ain't gonna bother me with that shit. He said weak roster, results, B Wayne. I wouldn't say it's a weak roster. I'm not gonna go that far. Because some guys that you identify to fit a system, they fit a system. Period. They fit a system. And they fit what Patricia wants them to do. Just know this. This is gonna be a make or break year for Patricia and Quinn. It will be. It's gonna be a huge make or break year. It's gonna be a tough make or break year for Patricia and Quinn. We're gonna look back at this year and say, this is where the Lions turned the corner, and this is why they won a playoff game and made deep runs. Or we're gonna see this is the reason why Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn on their way out. That's just what it's going. That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be. So that's when you're going to be a turning point this year. I think this team actually got a good chance of being good, to be honest, even before the draft. Because even though I'm not the biggest fan of Trey Flower, he's the 5th highest paid defensive player in the league. But you know what? It's something to say for camaraderie. I think I underestimated camaraderie, about the situation. Because if he can it's kind of like team leaders, like wherever you work at, it's kind of like team leaders, where your manager might be like, man, y'all motherfuckers better do this shit, or I'm gonna fire y'all. He might not be able to talk to you like a team leader can. That's why a team leader is a team leader is kind of like the voice. And I think that's what Trey Flowers is getting paid for, a team leader position, to be able to kind of relay what Bob Quinn want or Patricia want. And I think players can understand it coming from a guy that actually done it before. You know what I'm saying? So I think he really was largely paid to kind of mend the locker room and say, this is what they want. This is how they do it. And it's kind of like a big brother role. Your big brother, if you got a big brother, I don't, but that's 2 or 3 years older than you, or you got a mentor that's seen some stuff in life. Every man, that I know that, stand up guys and shit, we all have other men that we talk to kind of delegate to something. Like you may be dealing with a pregnancy, a crazy baby mama. You may be going through a hardship, or you may be, trying to find your way through college, trying to find a major, or whatever it may be. You might be trying to find whatever your life situation is. It may not necessarily be your brother. It may not necessarily be your father, your grandfather. It may be, a big homie that you met in the hood that has seen a few things and done it, and they kind of lay the path out and be like, okay, this is what's gonna happen This is what you need to do. I'm telling you. And it's kind of somebody that articulate that with you. You know what I'm saying? So you understand, you listen to him, you trust him. So first thing he gonna have to do with Trey Flowers is gain the trust before he bull rush, before he swim move, before he do anything, make a tackle, whatever the situation is. He really gotta build a trust with the team, with Stafford, Jones, Galladay, and make sure he ain't no narc. Make sure he ain't doing no 6'9" out there, Tekashi 6'9". And once he gained the players' trust, he can make this team better. Just, he bringing 10 sacks just by bridging the gap between Patricia and the rest of the football players. So I ain't mad at him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at him at all, man. Get your money. You can't be mad at a player if he got overpaid or not. Why? Why am I mad at him? Because he got his bread. I'm not. Get your bread and hopefully tune in. But he going to play some 3 technique. He going to play some right end, some left end. So he going to move him across the line, and he able to do that, So I'm not still a huge fan of it, but I can see it working. I think this team is actually better. You know what? And what's making so crazy about it is that I think the offense improved the most. To be honest, I think the offense improved the most. Just by some small signings they did. Jesse James made some big catches in Pittsburgh, able to find the soft spots. Damian Amendola is another smart player, quicker than fast, able to find soft spot in zone. He gonna able to make himself available to Stafford. He know how to run routes. He know how to box out. He know how to sit in the zone. He know how to read the quarterback. He know how to come back to the quarterback. Obviously, Kerryon Johnson is just gonna be a better player. He gonna be a better player, period. Because he's seen a few things in the NFL, and if people really knew why he wasn't getting the carries that he was supposed to get last year, is because if you go back and watch Kerryon Johnson at Auburn, Kerryon Johnson was carrying the rock a billion times at Auburn. I watched games where he touched the ball almost 40 times a game. Consistently, his last year at Auburn, he was all they had. So the game plan was, if you go back and read the articles, Bob Quinn did not want to make him a full-time starter last year because of the amount of abuse he had on his body and the carries he had on his body at Auburn. So this year, you will see him get the rock a lot more. Right now, Zinner going to get the rock behind him a lot more, and Reddick is just be the shifty back. So, I think they're in a better position, man, with a healthy Jones. Hopefully his knee ain't a problem. And they looking at Dontrell Inman. I love Dontrell Inman as a receiver. Watched a ton of him last year. Able to make himself available. Box out. He a guy that ain't high maintenance. He kind of a Patriot way guy. A guy that was undrafted, went to the league, went to the Canadian League, came back. I'll fill questions in a minute. I'll get to a few questions in a minute. Give me a minute. Came back. If they want to move Marvin Jones, Dontrell Inman can stand in. He can. He's not a great route runner, but he a big body, 6'3", get downfield, just turned 30. Not that many miles on his body. I like Dontrell Inman. Obviously love Marvin Jones. Y'all know that. I love Kenny Galladay. So, only problem I see with the Lions, weakness with their offense, is obviously the right side of the line. I'm Rick Wagner. To make a break year for him if they don't cut him. He probably got a lot of dead money, so you won't see him cut. Obviously, will the kid from Oregon, Tyrell Crosby, come back to play right guard, or they draft a guard in the draft. And obviously another running back to go with Johnson, Riddick, and Zinner. But other than that, I like that coming back. Another year removed. This will make a break year this year for him. If they're gonna pick up his 5th-year option, I think it is. Shoulder injuries are real tricky. Ragnow, good at left guard. Graham Glasgow gonna be solid at center. Another year with that right side, that center, and that left side of the line being together. Left guard for Graham Glasgow. Excuse me. I like the left side of the line. Decker, I think, will recover. He gonna come up big this year. I'm gonna put my chips on him. He gonna get it together. He gonna improve. And then the right side of the line, we still worried. The right side of the line is the run side of the line for orthodox quarterback. Well, I'm talking boxing terms, right-handed quarterback, and they anchor the right side of the line. So what the Lions have done on offense have really, really impressed me, though. It's really impressed me. So I like what they've done. There's some holes there, minimal. Still can go draft a tight end. Still can go draft a right guard. Don't need to draft a tight end and right guard, but those are luxury picks. I think it's close to being in need. And then another running back behind there. I love Darrell Henderson from Memphis. But Kyle Renenberg said they need to switch Graskau and Ragnow. They should have did that from the beginning. So we'll see. You know, when you got camaraderie on the line, you got players used to playing next to each other, it's hard to switch them like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I would like to see them switch right now. It's now or never. If it don't happen in camps and OTAs, I don't think it's gonna happen at all. But let me answer some questions and stuff. Y'all heard me read what Bob Quinn said. Street Why Telly was what's good. It's about time we go for it. When what's the last time we actually went for it? Yeah, man. And I think Bob Quinn summed it up. Last year he didn't see no guys to really fit a system. This year he do. If you're not a former Patriot or Giant, you really ain't gonna fit this system. What do I think about Elijah Holyfield? Good, strong back. I can see him going to the Lions in the middle round. People so worried about the speed, but he run with power. I'm more of a I like to see the Lions get a change of pace back, but he's strong. You know, a little bit, you know, lively leg. LeGarrette Blount, a little bit younger. Reddick got to go, Mike Cooper. I've been saying that, but you know, he provides some good, you know, assistance in the passing game for them. He can't run the ball for shit. No Montez Sweat, heart problems, too risky. At the end of the day, if you feel it's too risky, it's too risky. But Maurice Hurst from Michigan last year tore it up for Oakland. You know, he tore it up for Oakland. So you got to know how big it is. But, you know, maybe you can get him in the second, third round. You know, the running back from Memphis run too high. It's cool. You know, a ton of guys run too high. Adrian Peterson ran too high his whole career. What you talking about? Kerryon run a little high. I mean, it's a ton of running backs that run too high. That you're not asking them to go in there and touch the ball 20 times. You just want his explosiveness to be part of your offense. And he helping the receiving game. So, you know, that's what I'm looking at. You know, if that's correctable, you know, but it's the explosiveness. I'm not asking him to go out there and tote that joker 20 times a game. He's just assisting in explosive plays. So you're not going to ask him to go on the goal line and going in, bro. We need RJ Barrett. He a big physical. Man, this dude, he can get the fuck up out of here. Fuck up out of here. I tolerated you long enough. Why is Reddick still on the team? He's not a good running out the backfield. Maybe it's a camaraderie thing. Maybe they like him. They can cut him and save $3.3 million. Maybe they're waiting to get another running back. You know, there's no need to let him go right now. You never know what can happen at camp. You just wait to the end, you know, camp to cut him, I guess. But, you know, it is what it is, man. Snell from Kentucky, a big back. I got to check him out, man. You know, what's going on, Restore the War. So I like what they've done offensively. I'll be real. Defensively, like I said, I still ain't got a chance to check out Justin Coleman tape, scouting tape, the real coach's tape, excuse me, man. So I'm gonna get in touch with somebody to get that coaching tape for them, man. I know they got it. So I can't speak on him, but I do know him, Darius Slay, and Darius Slay brother-in-law, or cousin, whoever he is, Tracy Walker. They all came from Brunswick, Georgia, and played pretty much together. So that's a good look. Other than that, defensively, Trey Flowers, I can see it working, but I'm not a fan of making him the fifth highest paid player. But it's deeper than, you know, it's deeper than three techniques. It's deeper than him playing right in. It's deeper than a swim move, a rip and go, a bull rush. You know, it's different. It's deeper than that. It's about culture for him, installing the culture in Detroit. So, yeah. You know, he said, would you rank the Lions in the division at this moment? It's tough to rank because I don't know where Aaron Rodgers' health is. Who else? Who did the Packers get? Because they still got Jimmy Graham. They let Randall Cobb go. Clay Matthews gone. Clinton Dix gone. They got another safety back there. I think Morgan Burnett trying to get traded. It's tough. It's tough for me to really sit there and tell you. But if I had to tell you, I'm still gonna go with the Bears number one. Free agency wise, I mean, Bears is still top dog, even though they're not gonna make much improvement. But I think the Bears really contingent on Mitchell Trubisky. That's what it's about. The development of Trubisky is gonna either make the Bears a Super Bowl team or a Krispy Kreme crumb. But about the Bears, I'm gonna answer about the Bears is that they kind of going through what Jacksonville went through last year. And what Jacksonville went through last year is they became the hunted. They were the hunter. They snuck up on a few people, almost made it to the Super Bowl. Then this year they was the hunt. They had the same roster. They became the hunted, and then they didn't perform the same way. So could Trubisky have us take a step back year like Blake Bortles did? Possibly. Injuries can happen. You're gonna have injuries that happen throughout camp. People get arrested. I heard Tyreek Hill possibly could be on the trading block after what happened with him. I like Jordan Howard. You know, to be honest, it ain't Jordan Howard. It's just that Matt Nagy don't know how to run the ball with Jordan Howard. He don't know how to use a power back like him. You know, so it depends on Trubisky development, health for them, coaching adjustment from Matt Nagy. You know, people gonna start to adjust to his offense. You know, adjust to the defense. The NFL, once they get a look, you know, once they get a look at you from year one to year two, it's gonna be you got to make adjustments. They're gonna look at what Taylor Gabriel did in the slot. They're gonna look at what they did with Allen Robinson, and pretty much it's gonna be important for rounds. I think they got a second to whatever they got. It's gonna be important for the Bears to really make their picks count. The Packers, you just don't know where Aaron Rodgers. Where's Aaron Rodgers at? Aaron Rodgers has been a guy that's been injury prone forever. We knocked him out one year. They won a Super Bowl. He broke his collarbone the other year. You know, is Aaron Rodgers out his prime? Because usually when these dudes get their money, they fall off. Real talk. And he's an older quarterback. Aaron Rodgers always been a China dog. When people talk about he the greatest story of football, fuck no. You know how long I've been watching football? John Elway was a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. I bullshit you not. John Elway was a far better quarterback. Rocket arm, mobility. I mean, people remember the drive versus the original Cleveland Browns. He just didn't have no running game and no defense. He went through 3 straight Super Bowls and got swept through that. What was it, 80s? Lost all 3 of them. So when they talk about this, putting these new athletes on the pedestal, of course Aaron Rodgers should be throwing for 5,000 yards and rushing for 300 or 400 extra yards because you can't touch nobody. You can't touch no receivers. You know what I'm saying? You can't hit nobody. So I'm a receiver and I can run a skinny post route. I ain't got to worry about the safety hitting me. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get suspended or throughout the game. Jerry Rice used to get beat up down the field. All these dudes used to get beat up down the field, and they was able to create separation. This is a totally different ball game now. It ain't no reason why a quarterback shouldn't be throwing for 4,000 yards and at least 30 touchdowns. Because the game done been sissified. I don't hate Aaron Rodgers. I actually like the guy. To be honest, I don't have no hate for Aaron Rodgers. But they always trying to put LeBron James and Aaron Rodgers. Like, nigga, I done seen plenty players better than Aaron Rodgers. I know a few NBA players that was better than LeBron James. But he not no fucking John Elway. Dan Marino, even though he didn't win it. Dan Marino, Joe Montana. You know what I'm saying? Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. I don't put him in that class. I don't put him in that. They played in a different. Even Brady and Peyton Manning played in the old NFL at the end of it. I like Aaron Rodgers too. I don't have nothing against that man. I hate the Bears and I hate the Cowboys. Other than that, it is what it is. I'm not going to make it about LeBron James. Warren Moon is another one. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he win another Super Bowl or 2, then we could put him up there. You know, he make another great playoff run, we could put him up there. But he has done a lot more with a lot less. I will get that to Aaron Rodgers. He's done a ton more with a ton less. I done seen his whole offensive line get hurt. He still ball. I done seen him down to undrafted rookie running backs or late round running backs still ball. He's an amazing athlete. He's an amazing quarterback, taking nothing from us. He didn't put the motherfucker sticky to the blicky to our head plenty of times. Hail Marys, all types. He's an amazing quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking nothing away from that guy. No, I'm not saying he Kurt Warner. He's a good player. He better than Kurt Warner. By far better than Kurt Warner. I like the line. I like what the Lions did this year offensively. Defensively, like I was talking about, I don't know. There's so many gaps in the defense, man. We got holes at linebacker. We got holes at cornerback. Remember last year, we thought our cornerbacks was the secondary was the strength of the defense. We thought that was a strength, but it wasn't. I'm concerned about the middle of the defense, the linebacker core. Davis is just not cutting it for me at middle linebacker. But you know what? He got opportunity to get better. You know, he got an opportunity to get better. You know, defensive line, it's good. But then again, where's your sack master at? Is it going to be done by accumulation? Because the majority of the sacks last year came from blitzing linebackers. Christian Jones can play the middle. I don't know how effective he is in this defense in the middle. But the thing about White, I talked about him today. The stature, he got problems getting off blocks. He got problems, with his technique. You know, he got a few problems too, but those are learnable for him. He can get better, improvable. He get better at that shit because he was a running back coming to LSU, amazing athlete. But then again, you look, he's 6 foot. So if you come and you got a pair of 6 foot linebackers, out weak side, strong side, or middle. You got a pair of weak, smaller linebackers, then your defensive line got to be beefed up. You can't have a Cowboys defensive line with Crawford, Irvin, Randy Gregory, what's the other, DeMarcus Lawrence. You can't have that small defensive line. You got to have a big defensive line, You got to have Robinson. You got to have Hand at one end, Flowers at another end. You got to have Snacks in the middle. They got the line to have White be in there. They got the line for White and Davis. But then again, White can tackle. You know what I'm saying? White going to make a tackle. I love Mac Wilson from Alabama. White can tackle. Mac Wilson is amazing in the coverage. Amazing. And he's a power hitter. I would like to see them take Mac Wilson in the second rather than take one of those linebackers early. But you can't teach the freakish strength and the freakish speed of White from LSU. Devin White from LSU. You can't teach that. That's freakish. Mac Wilson running good, fast too, and he hit. But he got some of the same problems that White got. Slipping, shedding blocks, taking on blocks. So when you got linebackers that have a problem with taking on the big uglies, you got to have the space eaters on there to take up the defensive line. You got to have the space eaters to eat that line up. And when you get the space eaters, your linebackers can roam free. I got you, Luke, for sure. The space eaters can run free. I don't see a ton of separation. And I have to look at the scouting film some more from Mac Wilson and understand that, I don't see a ton of separation from White, Bush, and Mac Wilson. I have to do some more work on Bush and Mac Wilson, but I don't see a ton of separation from them three. I don't see a ton of separation, but like I said before, the Lions got the defensive line that had 2 6'1", 6 foot linebackers. If you feel comfortable, you can put. You don't feel comfortable, you can put Christian Jones in situational at middle linebacker. You know what I'm saying? You can put him at situational, start him in middle. Then when you want to go into the sub packages, nickels and dimes, or nickel situation, you can put Davis and White out there. If Davis fucking up, you can put Jones in there, him out there. You can't really put Kennard out there in sub packages. He got to put his fucking hand in the dirt or be a known blitzer because I don't like him in coverage. Maybe it's because of the neck roll. Brian Burns, I got to take him out. In the end, White is the only going to make Detroit defense better, and Detroit needs an achy positional player at linebacker. We need our own Clay Matthews, Ray Lewis. Quietly, literally seeing that in White. Yeah, but then again, there's some learning tools there too. It's about value in the NFL. The value. Can Mac Wilson do some of the things that White can do? Do he bring some of the things? He bring better coverage than White, I'll tell you that. And I'll get him in a second. You know, then you look at that, but you gotta go by their big board. Nobody knows what the Lions' big board is. Nobody know who they rate the highest at. They might have Kyle Murray at their board, but obviously he falling off. Joey Bosa, he falling off. You know, Quinn Williams, he falling off. It all go by their big board. Their big board is probably based on positional fit, need, and talent. Bush, I gotta watch more of him, but I watched a ton of him in Michigan. He was all over the field. I think he got thrown out for targeting at one point. I don't talk about a lot of Michigan football because if you think my opinion about the Lions is bad, man, I've been watching Michigan since 94, 95. I've been watching Michigan for my opinion on Michigan. I just keep it to myself. You know, I talk Michigan with dudes at work, dudes, when I go chill at their crib or we chilling at the bar, we'll talk about Michigan. My Michigan opinion is way more hardcore than my Lions opinion. You know, I go back to Lloyd Carr, just bitching Braylon Edwards and shit, man, you know. And I watch Michigan basketball too. I do watch Michigan basketball. I just, I don't, my opinion on them ain't that bad. You know, I think John Beilein is the best coach in the state, regardless of team, position, coach, whatever it is. John Beilein is a treasure in Michigan. I think that was one of the best decisions Michigan made since the turn of the century. You know, period. John Beilein Michigan is a basketball school now. It's no longer a football school. Even though they get a ton of support for football, it's a basketball school. When I was coming up, the A-Train and Braylon and David Tyrell and Brady Gerback was in there somewhere in the 90s. Drew Henson and Brady going back and forth. I remember that shit. I tell you, Izzo then fell off, but overall Izzo do got a better body of work. But I go back to all of them, man, and I remember Justin Ferguson was a deep. They switched him to DB in Michigan. He ended up transferring out to USC, being a running back for those. I think Ferguson was a running back for the Oakland Raiders. Tyrell Wheatley, he was the coach of Robichaud back when I was in high school, and a ton of them. Morgan Trent, what's the one that played for Leon Hall? Larry Foote. Lamar Woodley. I remember all them dudes, man. Even though they wasn't a national championship powerhouse, Michigan meant something. Michigan meant something. Yeah, Black Atuba, whatever his name. Yeah, I remember him. Michigan meant something. We had a certain pride about ourselves. Fuck calling me from Virginia. I'm holding nobody in jail because I ain't got it. Hold nobody in jail because I ain't got it. I'm talking about Michigan football for a minute. I go back to them days. We stood for something back then. We was a tough, hard-nosed team. That's when that I-formation old school football shit worked. Now Harbaugh, they got to spread it out and make it. They got to innovate. He doing the right thing. He doing the right thing. He got the Alabama offensive coordinator. Got rid of that weak ass defensive coordinator that just wanted to play man coverage. Then when he wanted to play zone, the players, they ain't played it all year. Then they try to play zone. They don't know how to play zone. Zone ain't something that you can just sit out there, practice it for 30 minutes in practice and throw them out there and play zone. That ain't how you play zone. You know what I'm saying? And you look at the combine, Michigan has speed all over the place. Ohio State was just faster. Them jokers had 4.31, 4.35, 4.38, 4.41. Our linebacker was clocking with a 4.4, 4.5 or whatever. Bush, and we had another guy cock a 4.4 something. I said, damn. Michigan can run. And I see them Ohio State motherfuckers. I said they can run. You know what I'm saying? I heard the Lions went after Anthony Barr. Yeah, he went back. It didn't matter. He went back to motherfucking Vikings. The Viking fans hate that nigga, man. Do you miss Brady Holt? This is Michigan. I don't have nothing to say about Michigan after Lloyd Carr. I had some shit to say with Lloyd Carr, but Rich Rodriguez didn't get a fair shake. I know that from people that's inside the Michigan program that done donated and everything. This is Michigan. And Brady Hoke didn't have his little headset on and shit, and niggas was mad at him for that. I ain't had no opinion of Michigan since I was. Whenever Lloyd Carr retired and Rich Rodriguez took over, I ain't had no opinion on Michigan. I kept my opinion to myself. When we had them dogs up front and we was blocking and rushing the quarterback, when we was good in the trenches, that's when I was with Michigan. When they got away from the trenches with Rich Rodriguez and they ain't really let him implement his plan like he needed to, that's when I fell off Michigan, bro. When they was trying to set up Rich Rodriguez, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to fall back and I'm going to watch and I'm going to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? But like I said before, you know, John Beilein is a treasure. It's the best thing that happened to Michigan since Michael Phelps. You know? It ain't lying. I was complaining about Lloyd Carr at this certain. I'm like, having this old, you know, Fox and the Hound looking motherfucker. Man, I miss Lloyd Carr every day now. He said, we got to get us out. They already got enough cornerbacks. They going to roll with Coleman. Agnew probably going to be a return man. Rashad Melvin, Michael Ford, Tease Tabor, Marcus Cooper. I'm forgetting the guy. Michael Ford, Tease Tabor, Rashad Melvin, Marcus Cooper. They going to ride what they ride with. But they ain't drafting no corner early, bro. Mr. Renenberg, they ain't drafting no corner early. CJ, why MSU so good? Man, fuck MSU. Fuck them Spartans. You dick. I got into Michigan State. My uncle wanted me to go there. Man, fuck Michigan State. I say that proudly. I do got respect for Tom Izzo, though. I will say that in his program. But everything else, Michigan State, fuck Michigan State. Sparty. I ain't got nothing to say about Michigan State. Fuck Michigan State. And then, you know, that motherfucking punter gonna fumble the ball. Man, go get me started on Michigan football. We'll be in this motherfucker to 10 in the morning. Let me shut up. Let me finish this out. Why am I not a fan of the Patriot Way? I'm not completely against the Patriot Way, but I'm not a fan of the Patriot Way because, you know, it's proven it ain't working nowhere else. You know, it proved it ain't work nowhere else. That's my problem with it. It ain't work nowhere else, you know. But obviously, I'm a fan of Matt Patricia defense last year. I said it from the Jets game to the 49ers game to the 49er game to whatever else game they played after that. I seen the improvement in the defense. I really did. I seen that they finally started to buy in. I seen Patricia coach the best shit he ever coached. You can say he made his best coaching adjustments in the Super Bowls or with New England. What he did last year, a lot of dudes would have folded. You know, what Patricia went through last year with that defense. I mean, right then and there, I would have probably got a pistol and pistol whipped Jarrod Davis outside his head. I'd have pistol whipped Jarrod. I'd have been punched him. I'd punched Davis' ass last year, some of the shit he did. Real shit. But Patricia, he continued to have teachable moments. He showed a ton of patience. They fixed shit up. Yeah, we was critical of them practicing outside in the cold for dome games, but it's about culture. You know, he didn't take nobody's opinion in that locker room that was there that year before. He didn't care about your opinion because you know what? Before he came here, you was a loser. You know, he don't care if we practice too hard. He didn't care about nobody's opinion. Then they tried to throw the whole alleged rape thing. He went through a lot. He showed a lot of mental toughness. And I think that's what Matt Patricia brings to the table. A ton of mental toughness. Am I the biggest fan of him? No. But he made me believe in him last year. As a defensive coach. Now, as a head coach, I still don't know. You know, I just want to see how he managed games last year. He was average in that department. Well, as a defensive coach, he made a ton of adjustments. A ton of adjustments. They was more disciplined. They gap control improved. They run defense improved. Even before here, Snacks got here, it improved. When Snacks got here, it solidified it. They got Deshaun Hand together. If Ziggy Ansah had played the whole year last year, you might be talking about the Lions making the playoffs last year, damn near, if it weren't for the injuries, because he was playing like an animal until he got injured the first 2 minutes. So he had to turn that what is his name? Y'all know Terrell Austin defense into his defense. And I think a lot of people understanding. He got hand big players out there now. He got Walker, who he picked. He got Hand, who he picked. Kennard, who he picked. Christian Jones, who he picked. Snacks, who he picked. Flowers, who he picked. So he got a ton of players that he picked. Probably 50% of the starting defense, Coleman, that he picked, is players that he picked now. So to be honest, I expect the Lions to have a top 10 defense. I do. I expect the Lions that he have a top 10 defense next year with a good draft. I fully expect it. Now, the offense, I don't know about all that. I like what they've done, but obviously I don't trust Stafford for shit. But it's not too much Stafford I want to put that on. I want Jim Bob Cooter. I'm very interested to see what's the guy's name? What Darrell Bell brings to the table, for real. Interested, but the Patriot way ain't never worked without Tom Brady. That's my whole point. Charlie Weiss, Romeo Crennel, Bill, whatever Murray name is. Bill, what's his name? Not Bill Murray, but the coach of the Houston Texans. I can never remember his name. So damn, man. Somebody want me to do their show with them. I'm tired of them motherfuckers, man. I'm tired, man. But I gotta do this show with this guy, man, from my other channel. I'm tired. I sound like Steven from Django. I'm tired. I've been busting my ass all day, man. I'm tired, man. I've been working on the railroad, master. Phil O'Brien, thanks, man. I'm tired, but I'm gonna go over there and hang out for a minute, man. But I'm tired, man. I need some more vodka, man. I'm all out up here. But yeah, man. Other than that, man, it's just that it's never proven to work. It's never proven to work without Tom Brady. That's my whole problem. That's my premise. I'll take a few questions, man. I'll take a few questions at the end, man. Nigga, man. Same crap with this dude every year. Who you talking about, Stafford? If you protect Stafford, he all right. You protect anybody, they all right. Shit. He said he gonna run the ball in a Patriot way was working without Brady. Now come on now, man. They ain't make the playoff, Luke. Let's talk about that. They ain't make the playoffs. It would have worked with Jimmy Garoppolo. I'll give you that. But he would have fucked around, got injured though. But they ain't won shit without Brady. That's my premise. Do you think Devin White will be available at 8? Yeah, he'll be available. Unless somebody, you never know. You never fucking know. One thing for sure in the top 10, you're going to see some reaches, you're going to see some falls. And you're going to see quarterbacks go in a quarterback you didn't expect to go in the top 10. Likely all three can happen, but more than likely at least 2 of the 3 can happen. They got an article in the Free Press about Lions not being able to invest into a backup quarterback. I like Tyree Jackson. Would you trade for Darren Lee from the Jets? I like him. I don't know what he's been doing as a pro, but I liked him coming out of Ohio State. Real small, real fast little motherfucker. He could thump too. I like him. Twerk Jerry, how many times you gonna say that, bro? I see your comment. Good morning, says no money. Why do y'all love Devin White so much? Because he fast. Yeah, man, we're gonna play with him in Madden, Tony Stretch. What you talking about, man? Devin White gonna turn our team in Madden out. Devin White don't turn our Madden team out. What you talking about, man? He gonna have about 90 speed at linebacker, man. I'm talking. I just like his potential. He said 11-5. If you missed the playoffs, that's not bad. Didn't make it though. Didn't make it. Didn't make it. Lee had 3 interceptions this year. Okay. What happened to a few of them Ohio State dudes, man? Devin Smith, the receiver, he ain't do shit in the NFL. The sorry ass quarterback I never liked from Ohio State. What's his name? Not JT Bum Barrett, but man, Braxton Bum Miller. And Braxton Miller, he wasn't shit as a quarterback. He's gonna go out there and play receiver. Terrible. Devin White is an arm tackler. He said that shit ain't gonna work in the pros. He said Lions need offensive line more than any other position on the team. Yeah, that's where it started at. That's where it started at. He could pick up Bryce Love in the later round. I like Bryce Love, man. Let him heal that leg up. Ohio State quarterbacks ain't never shit. Yeah, fuck Ohio State, man. Troy Smith was better than Braxton Miller. He had a solid career being a backup. I fuck with Troy Smith. You know, when he was with Baltimore, he was solid. I don't like Ohio State, but he was small. He was solid. He said Love is too small. I don't know how big he is. I like the way he ran. They said the same thing about Ed McCaffrey, boy, Christian McCaffrey. Lions need TJ Hockenson. I like him. They no longer have Lang, and after next year, they won't have Wagner no more. They got Terrell Crosby right now, so I think they do need a back up behind them. But let me slide up out of here, man. I got an obligation to handle. Appreciate everybody for showing love, man. Just keep checking the channel out. Keep sharing the videos. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm going to get some more live streams in this week, man. I've just been tired. I'm behind on everything. So when I get caught up, man, I'll do a lot more stuff for the channel. But appreciate it, man. I'm going to do a lion stream. Maybe I got to go register some dogs tomorrow. So maybe when I get back, maybe I get back, I'll do a lion stream tomorrow. I don't know how long it's going to take me to register 6 dogs, but we're going to have to find out. But appreciate it, man. Blessings to all you brothers and sisters out there. Be safe. Y'all know what it is. One time for the one time. We gone.